Manufacturing Nigeria Limited, a proud subsidiary of Olatunde Prestige Limited. At Bezalel, we redefine craftsmanship, combining expertise with creativity to deliver extraordinary services and high-quality products that stand the test of time. We specialize in designing, fabricating, installing, and maintaining an array of products tailored to your unique needs. From jolly gates and stair railings to balcony railings, partitions, false ceilings, and metal wall art decor, our work transforms spaces into timeless works of art. At Bezalel, we are more than just a manufacturing company. We are your partners in bringing your vision to life with unmatched quality and service excellence. As a proudly Nigerian-based company, our headquarters are located in the heart of Abeokuta, Ogun State, with the second factory strategically positioned in Gwagwalada, FCT Abuja, to better serve our clients nationwide. For more inquiry, call 0806 048512, 0803 844192, 0907 80800617.
Talent and potential. One company has set out on a mission to uplift its land and its young people. Welcome to the inspiring story of Olatunde Prestige Limited, a proud Nigerian manufacturing brand.
At Olatunde Prestige, our vision is very clear. Our vision is to uplift our lands and its young people through shared knowledge, precision work, ethics, and sustainable service delivery.
What started as a small enterprise producing interior decorations, steel railings, and household furniture quickly grew into something much bigger. In the year 2014, Olatunde Prestige Limited expanded its production to include public furniture, from the elegant royal chairs to versatile banquet chairs and tables. They began catering to a wide range of clientele. Their commitment to excellence and innovation drove them to explore new avenues. Guided by their vision and mission, Olatunde Prestige Limited engaged young and talented individuals who continually evolve and innovate, enhancing their performance and pushing the boundaries of their craft. At the helm is the CEO, Pastor Tunde Ebidero, a man driven by an unwavering passion for excellence and innovation. His godly and ethical leadership paved the way for better and more convenient methods of fulfilling the company's mandate. In less than 2 decades, Olatunde Prestige Limited has become a catalyst for growth. Several enterprises have emerged, benefiting from the trainings and mentorship provided by the company. In 2022, Olatunde Prestige Limited expanded its operations to Abuja, leaving a positive impact on the city. Over 1,000 young individuals have been trained in entrepreneurship within the organization, forging a path towards reducing social vices and creating a noble future for Nigerian youths. Olatunde Prestige Limited not only contributed to the economic landscape through the production of over 200,000 units of chairs and various other products, but also through the payment of direct and indirect taxes, boosting the country's revenue generation. Their commitment to their community extends beyond their products, as they have played a significant role in infrastructure development and creating opportunities for their host communities. Olatunde Prestige Limited has transcended local boundaries, opening its products to West and Central African nations. Their reach continues to expand, unlocking vast potentials for growth and establishing themselves as a formidable player in the regional market. Olatunde Prestige Limited, a proud Nigerian manufacturing brand, built on the pillars of knowledge, precision, ethics, and service. Uplifting the land and its young people, they are shaping a brighter future for generations to come.
As Kingdom business people, we're going to go through this journey by sharing the thoughts, sharing the experiences that we. My name is Tunde Ebidero. As a CEO, my ethos is that brands must embody kingdom entrepreneurship for young entrepreneurs, business leaders such as CEOs, and progressive investors. I'm driven by a sense of responsibility and desire that vision must go beyond financial gain to making transformative contribution to the society that impacts lives and provide critical solution to critical challenges. I have featured in two distinguished media platforms, The Punch and Vanguard, hosted numerous seminars in Nigeria and international platform. A few months back, Punch published two of my publications, and same thing with Vanguard. I am the author of a well-accepted book titled Your Business as a Ministry. This book is available globally on Amazon, in Kindle, in all major leading bookshops across Nigeria, and also in some selected bookshops in America. My commitment to sharing knowledge on kingdom entrepreneurship has given me the privilege to have spoken at this several platforms. I'd like for you to come with me on this lovely, beautiful journey that we're going to go together. Journey to learn how to be kingdom entrepreneurs. Journey to learn how to make the difference in the world of business, in the marketplace, as kingdom business people. We're going to go through this journey by sharing the thoughts, sharing the experiences that we've learned, by sharing how to tackle those challenges that many have been facing. A lot of people have come to me to say, as a kingdom businessman, how have you been able to surmount the corruption that is in the society? And I smile and laugh. I said, the Lord has put me through it. I've been able to do my businesses by surmounting these challenges, by overcoming these challenges, and I'm still surviving in the business. Some believe that, look, you can't do business in Nigeria. You have to be corrupt. You have to play the games. You have to do the settlements and all whatnot. But I tell you, we've been able to do this successfully. And I know a lot of other people who are doing it successfully without getting their hands soiled. And these are part of the experiences I would like to share with you. And these are part of the training I would like to go out there. So why don't you join me in this? And I promise you it's going to be a wild time. And God is coming into your business and making that business His abode, where nothing evil lives. Thank you and God bless.
Hey, hello. Okay, hello everybody. Let me say good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to me or wherever you're joining us from. I am your beloved Tunde Bidero, and today we're here again for another wonderful time as we teach ourselves how to excel in our businesses. I'm your host for this BMK. I'm your faithful host. And tonight, again, it's going to be a wonderful time. It promises to be a very, very great and revealing time for every one of us. I'm very excited tonight. Super, super excited. The energy currently is very high within me because it's something that I am happy about. You can see me decked in green. Of course, I agree. This is the month of Nigeria. We're celebrating our country, our great country, Nigeria, and it's green and white is our color. But however, I don't know if you can see me properly. Let me think this thing a little. My T-shirt speaks beyond that, not just for us as a nation. I don't know if you can see that, but I believe my guys will be able to put that out for me shortly when I begin to talk about why I'm very excited. I'm very super excited tonight because someone I introduced to motorcycle riding, that's power biking as we know it in Nigeria, about 10 years ago at the age of 59. He was 59 when I handed him over the first bike. And he started riding at the age of 59. And just this year, at the age of 69, just is knocking on 70. This Egbon of mine took a journey, a historical journey, and he took a bike from United Kingdom, rode to 27 countries in Europe and all its other countries in Africa, and altogether in 99 days, Ibi Shofekun, Fire Keys did a motor ride from UK, from UK down to Lagos, Portugal, because actually the first title of the bike, the ride is Lagos to Lagos, Lagos, Portugal to Lagos, Nigeria. He did from Lagos, Portugal, first did from UK, around 27 countries and landed in Lagos, Portugal, and did a journey from Lagos, Portugal to Nigeria on his motorcycle, on his motorbike at 69 years. And that tells me, look, there's nothing impossible for you to do. Don't tell me you're too old. Don't tell me time has run out. You can do it. If a man at that age can go through the desert, yes, you can imagine it. He went through everything, the desert, the Sahara Desert. He went through the rivers. He went through rains. He went through everything alone, solo ride. And today, I am glad that we welcome him back home. He lives in Abeokuta with me. We welcome him back home. And my wife and I were there. We flew to United Kingdom to flag off his ride some 2-3 months ago. And today he's back. I think my media guys will just please take the pleasure of showing us the video, some of the pictures that we took together, and some of his videos probably. So guys, I am so excited. Yeah, that's him. That's my wife in the center of London. Just 2 days before he was going to start his political ride, you can see him there as a 69-year-old man that went on that feast. And awesome experience. He had a lot of challenges. He got to some countries, he couldn't find hotels, he couldn't find rooms to rent. That's something that I remember the one particular country in Europe. He found a small little bedroom, but he couldn't find a space to park his bike. He had to pay 69 euro to park his bike. That's how crazy it was. And he did all that journey. I remember when he got to Ghana last week, it was a tough thing. Ghana wouldn't allow him in because his bike is registered in the UK, and he had to pay about $560 or thereabout dollars, $560 just for them to grant him access. But despite all these challenges, this man is finally home. So what is your excuse? I know a lot of us have these great dreams. I want to start my manufacturing company. You have this dream, probably a childhood dream you had. You've been thinking about these things all this while, and you just think that, look, there's overwhelming challenges. There's too many problems. Oh, there's insecurity problems. There's infrastructure problems. There's lack of roads. There's lack of raw materials. The market is so porous. The market is hard to break into. And so I can't really find that grace to start. But I can tell you the grace is there. You can start. If this man can do what he did and went through all the hardship, imagine driving through the Sahara Desert. Imagine driving through the bush where there is a lion and everything. Alone, he did it. And today we're all celebrating him. Ibi Shofekun Fire Keys, my dear beloved Egbon, kudos to you. This is us welcoming him to Gateway City today, just today at his arrival. And I'm excited. I've been on my knees praying for him, asking God to give him strength. I was more concerned about his physical strength because of his age. And God saw him through. Even though you are looking very lean, but thank God you are looking healthier. Thank you for teaching us that you can do it no matter your age. So guys, let's get into it. That's all to celebrate Ibi Shofekun, who had done one proud thing again to Nigeria. This guy went around and he was speaking. You know, the ride was basically for the boy child, the mentality of the boy child. So he was speaking for a cause. He wrote for a cause. And that's one of the things I love about what I do. I am a manufacturer and I'm what I do for a cause. And let me tell you, the cost is not for money. And I'll share you this part of the secrets I'm going to reveal to you than how to be successful in what you do. I found that if all you do is because of your personal gain, you are bound to fail. But when you need to do it for gain, for a better reason outside of you, even heavens will back you up. If he did what he did, he was having speaking engagements in almost all the major cities that he went to, speaking about the mental state of the boy child. You know, we talk about the girl child, we talk about the female, we talk about a lot of things, but we forget the boy child. And I'm privileged to have someone in my house, and I know what it means. they need attention. They need to be careful. We believe that because they are growing up men, so we talk to them, say, no, be man up. We don't care about their mental health. Please, if you have a child, mentor boy, if you have a boy child in your house, a young one, a youth, give attention to their man child. I promise that one very soon we'll be bringing a B on this platform where we'll talk together. But tonight, why we're here is because we want to teach ourselves how to start a manufacturing business from A to Z. My name is Tunde Ebidero. I'm the CEO of Olatunde Prestige Limited. I'm the CEO of Olatunde Prestige Limited has 2 factories, one in Abeokuta here, the headquarters, and another one in Abuja. I'm also the CEO of Bezeli Manufacturing Company, a company that produces equipment, industrial equipment, agricultural equipment. We build machines, we build industrial machines. That's what we do. And that's what my company do. You'll see probably some of the videos as we progress. And I'm also the CEO of Olatunde Prestige Harvest Field Farm, where we have few greenhouses when we're producing some crops, some food for pepper, like pepper, tomatoes, and some purples. And shortly we're about to start cucumber and all that for commercial purposes, in order to primarily to reduce the food crisis in Nigeria. And that's why we're doing that. And also I'm the CEO also of the Deakin Communication. And Deakin Communication is an adult media company. And these are companies that God has helped me to establish. A couple of years back, we started a shoemaking company. We're doing very well, but somehow we couldn't break into the market. And so we suspended it. But on all this, what important thing I'd like to share with us is that whatever that dream is that you have, it is possible for you to do it. Just get at it. If you can understand the rudiment of it, and you can get started. And because of that, that's why I'm here, to share with you my own story, my own success story, and how I moved. I was initially into trading. Then I moved into service rendition. I was providing services. Then I started manufacturing little by little, a couple of years back. Then the economy came harsh. I moved again, and then I moved into importation. I did importation for a couple of years, but the Lord brought me back again into manufacturing, industrial manufacturing. And today I'm proud. I'm sitting proudly over some companies that are doing excellently well. Our products are moving out of the country. My products are sitting in high places, governmental places, top homes. And we're proud to say that God has been faithful. So we're just going to say, Lord, I was just going to pray tonight. Father, we thank you for this webinar, and we trust that you're going to do what you intend to do, and you're going to completely transform the mind of people, strengthen them, show them the way to go. And also after this trip, the webinar, a lot of people will begin to do what you told them to do, in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. For in Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen. All right. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do help us grow the channel. I'm sure a lot of people want to hear what we're doing, want to see. We're not here. We're not. If you notice, our channel is not about money. We don't monetize. We are more interested in giving free information out there, because we have a vision to see our country transform and to become an industrial nation. And that is why. Now, let me tell you why it's important for us to become an industrial nation. And let's quickly look at it. Why are these following countries who they are? Japan, China, India, UK, and America. I'm sure every nation wants to be like them. So what makes those nations who they are? Are they just being lucky? Is it availability of mineral resources? I'm sure Nigeria has more mineral resources than any of these nations. Now, so what it is the availability of human resources. I am sure also Nigeria is not lagging behind in human resources like this nation in questions. That's why you can see that our vast human resources are being exported to these nations. These nations are beckoning on us to come because they know we've got it. These nations are leeching on our natural mineral resources because they know we've got it. So why are we not where they are? Why is Nigeria not where UK is, why we're not where America is, why we're not where Japan is, why we're not where China is, with all our vast mineral resources. You know, I did my research early last year and I found out that Africa has over 65% of the world food reserve untapped. 65%. In my own little corridor here in Abeokuta, a lot of Asian companies are tripping up into this country, setting up manufacturing company. They are not setting up in service industry. They are setting up manufacturing country. Why do you think they are doing this? Why do you think the expatriates that are coming in, why do you think the foreign companies that are coming in are all setting up manufacturing company? Why do you think they are doing this? Because why? That's something very important. There's something great in that field. And that's why I want to tell you this. I know a lot of us will begin to think about the challenges of manufacturing. I'll mention some of them. Yes, we have the inadequate infrastructure problem. Yes, we have it. But I've survived despite this in the last 10 to 20 years. Yes, we have erratic power supply. Yes, we do. Punch was in my office in 2023 to interview me. And one of the questions the journalist from Punch asked me was, what's your biggest problem? And the journalist was expecting me to tell him that my biggest problem is power, energy. And I said, no, my biggest problem is power, but not energy, but rather manpower. I'll get to that later. I said, the easiest problem to solve really is any problem that money can solve is not a big problem. Just think about to create the money and then you solve it. But there are some problems that money can't solve. Currently in Nigeria today, no matter what you have, to get competent and dedicated staff, skilled labor force is the biggest challenge. I'm sure the banking industry will tell you this. And so these are bigger problems. Of course, we have the challenge of inadequate skill and competent staff, like I mentioned. We also have the almighty corrupt and moral decadent challenge that we have. It's a big problem. Corruptions in all ramifications. I agree these problems exist. Yes, what about the lack of access to finance? Yes, everybody say, yeah, okay, yeah. I want to start, I have a wonderful dream, but where do I get the money to start from? I didn't get any external funds to start my business. No. As a matter of fact, I do not believe my principles in life, that I teach is you don't start up a new business with what I called an inorganic funding. Inorganic funding. For me, start whatever you want to start with organic funding. Inorganic funding is external fundings that you get. Wherever there is a will, there is a way. That's what I believe. So if you're really serious about that business and it's top on your heart, my brother, my sister, finance will not be a problem. I always tell somebody, money cannot stop a vision, a very good vision, particularly a God-given vision. Money, there's no born money where to stop it. Money can't stop it. So don't tell me, well, I have financial problem. I'll be teaching you how I started my business. The business I have today that runs into, that's what billions of naira did not start with any such fundings. As a matter of fact, when I started my business, I started with 0 naira. If you go through some of my teachings, I even have a book out there, how to start 10 ways to start business with 0 naira. I wrote it there. It's a free book. If you request for it, I'm sure my guys will send the link to you. You can download them and read. You know, the 10 solid ways that which you can start businesses in Nigeria. 10 proven ways. Challenge me with it. Go and read my book. Tell me you tried it, didn't work. Come back to me. 10 solid ways that which you can start businesses with 0 naira in this country. My manufacturing company was started with 0 naira. And this is part of what I'll be sharing with us in this webinar. I just hope God gives us the time to do that. But we don't know. Don't worry. This webinar promises to continue. We're going to continue it until we're done with what we want to achieve. And we're not letting go. We're not backing down at all. So we have also complex and inconsistent government policies. Yes, I agree. Today, the government is saying this, tomorrow they are changing it tomorrow. And most of these policies affect manufacturing, affect the business world. You know, and that's why for me, it's important for us to have the right people in government who can understand where the heartbeat is. But policies are political, so we're not going into politics in any way. So, but we know and we can't deny it that inconsistency of government policies affects us in one way or the other. All right. Then we have the insecurity problems. That's the truth. Food manufacturing today is suffering in Nigeria because of insecurity. Farmers can't go to their farms because of insecurity. And that's a problem. But I tell you, I just started my own farm. I started my farm last year, and we're doing well despite the insecurity. But part of what we're going to be sharing with you is how we've been able to achieve that. So we have the inferiority complex, which is big challenges we have as Nigerians. There's this inferiority complex that we have. Once that product is not made abroad, we don't put value on them. But I'm glad to let you know that there are far better products made locally in Nigeria. They are stronger, they last longer, and they are better for you. And because of that complexity, locally manufacturers too have been struggling because people prefer imported. There's this pride, this ego that my furniture is imported, my this is imported, my shirt is imported, my car is imported, my board, everything, my book is imported, my food is imported. And that's why we ended up living on importation, which is affecting our forest sector so badly. And that's why the dollar seems to be rising all the time. Because in any nation that imports more than it exports, definitely will have a problem. You will remember Nigerians of the good old days, and which another good old days are coming, don't worry, where a naira is 2 pounds. Actually, pound is paying 2 pounds to buy a naira. But what a pound is 2,000 plus today, but it was just 2 pounds to 1 naira in those days. Do you know why? We're exporting massively and importing few. Any nation that imports more than they export will have their price to pay. And that's why the dollar exchange rate is high. That's the truth. The exchange rate is not the fault of the government. It is because we are not a producing nation. And that's what we at Olatunde Prestige, at Tunde Bidero Initiative and BMK intend to correct. We want to see a nation that is productive. What makes China China? Because China is productive. For example, look at the GDP of Japan. The manufacturing sector provides 20%, contribute 20% to the GDP of China. Of Japan, sorry. In China, 38% is what the manufacturing sector contributes to their GDP. In China. In India, 17% is what their manufacturing sector contributes to their GDP. In UK, 23% is the earnings they are getting from their manufacturing sector. US has low, but for certain important and very obvious reasons, they have 11%, but that 11% generates about $3 trillion in a year. Their 11% generate about $3 trillion in a year for their GDP. And that's why Trump is doing everything to bring back the industries, all the industries that are moved to China because of cheap labor, and to Mexico because of cheap labor, is trying to bring them back because they understand the importance of a producing nation. And there's a big factor. I was listening to Dr. Mensah Otabi some years back, and he said in Ghana, 78% of Ghanaians are farmers. Yet Ghana cannot provide enough food for the Ghanaians. But yet America, just 5% of Americans are farmers. And yet America is feeding America, that has over 400 million people, and also feeding the world. Some of the food they are producing there is being exported to other nations around the world. Why is this so? But shockingly, what is the percentage that our manufacturing sector is contributing in Nigeria? Just 7%. Just 7%. And this is sad. This is great create disadvantage to us. And that's why we believe here that we need to sensitize ourselves. For us to change, to grow the economy of our nation, we need to get the industry started back. I remember growing up as a young man in Kano in those days, and we have industries. I remember No Man's Land, Bombay, all these places had industrial nations. I remember also when I came to Lagos, I remember all these axes, that Ikeja axis. I remember the what's it called? All from Festac to Oshodi, all those axes were manufacturing companies. There were industries, massive industries that were going on there. I went to Nnewi a couple of years ago, and I saw old industries in Nnewi in Anambra State. Nnewi used to be the hub of industries, but all this has gone down. Aba used to be known for industrial feats, but all this has gone down. Those industries are folded up. I read very painfully, and I shared it on my timeline some times ago, when one of our fathers in faith, well, that's his own understanding, was saying that one of the signs that the church is growing in Nigeria is the fact that the church is buying up the industrial premises and converting them to churches. And I said, no, sir, that's not a good sign. That's not a good omen at all. There are enough land for churches to go and buy and build, but that industries are folding up, and we are buying the church, and churches are buying them and converting them into church is not a good omen to us at all. Because the members that will come to that church has to work somewhere. Where would they work? If you throw up a crusade now for unemployment, go and see the millions of people that will attend. So who will provide the jobs if we're buying up the dead industries? If we're wishing and praying that the industry should go dead so that we can buy their buildings, why can't you build ours? Look at what is happening in Europe today. Churches are being sold for industries to buy. Even Muslims are buying up churches, converting them to mosques. I saw a video of a lady who bought up a whole church and turned it to her event center. That's also not a good omen at all. It's not. On both sides, it's not balanced. But we want to balance it up. I want churches to be growing. Yes, we can build churches, but I also want, even at a faster rate, industries to grow so that we can balance it up. And so that's why we're having this discussion tonight. And so all these factors, also we have the lack of access to raw materials. Yes, it's a big problem. Why China is because they have great access to raw materials. They have what I call ability to create raw materials from many things. You understand? Resourcefulness. Their high level of resourcefulness is what has made them what they are. Is Nigerian resource field? We are resource field. We've got resources. But what we need to work on is our resourcefulness. I do not agree that we are not resourceful. No, we've only put off our resourcefulness by believing these excuses and thinking that these excuses are the reason why we're not where we are. So let me quickly share with us one of the few things that we're going to learn on this webinar. Even though I've started the webinar already. One by one, you're going to learn how to start manufacturing company from A to Z. I'll be teaching you how I started mine. Thank God I have track records. You can Google them up. All the companies I mentioned, please check them up. They are on social media platform, except for the newest one, which is Deakin Communication, which will you'll soon be hearing of it. So we're going to be teaching you how to start it with ease. It's going to be fun. I can tell you, it's a great fun, because you see, starting up with manufacturing company is like playing a game. You're enjoying it. You see it grow, and it's awesome. It's beautiful if your heart is in it. Now you learn how to start with little funds. How I started mine with very little funds. I'm going to share it with you. And also, I'm going to be sharing you how to grow the manufacturing company, how to scale up a manufacturing company. Importantly, number 4, I'll teach you how to be self-taught. I proudly say that I'm an autodidactic by nature. I'm an autodidactic. Who is an autodidactic? An autodidactic is a self-taught person, somebody that teaches himself, that taught himself many things. I read theaters from University of Ilorin, But today I have produced with my own hands, by my own designs, I have produced world-class equipment. Okay, that when you come, you won't believe that I did. Great men have come to my factories and they're wowed. Former President Obasanjo was in my factory a couple of years ago. He was wowed. The former primate of Anglican Church, Primate Peter Akinola, was in my factory. He couldn't believe what he saw. Some important personalities have been to my factories and they were wowed with what they saw. And particularly when I tell them that I read theater arts, and even my wife, which is my co-partner on the journey, also read theater arts. People will, wow, and you are running an engineering company. I say, yes. It's not by what you read, it's by what is in your heart. So I'm going to teach you how to become. You may not be an architect, you may not be an engineer, but you are going into that field that requires some level of engineering. How did I learn them? How do I learn to build the equipment that I built? How have I built my own industries? What do I normally do if I don't have knowledge? I have built a lot of business products. And people wonder, how did you learn how to build it? I remember when OBJ came to me, Baba Obasanjo came, he asked me this question 3 times. He said, where did you learn how to make this thing? He said, did you bring white people to come and set it up? I said, no, sir. He said, so how did you get to it? And I shared with him. And he shook my hand 3 times. I remember when I met Bishop Oyedepo one-on-one and he saw one of my products. And he hugged me twice. And he said, I'm proud of you. And he asked me the same question, how were you able to start this? And I shared with him how I started. And he hugged me again. And he said, I'm proud of you. And so these are the things we're going to be revealing to us here, how we've been able to start and how we've been able to strive to this point that we are so far. But before I get to it, let me quickly share with us some very important benefits. I've shared with us the challenges of manufacturing or industrialization, but let me share with us the benefits. Number 1, fast development. There's nothing that guarantees you fast development like manufacturing. Go and check the history of all the developed countries. Almost all the developed countries were manufacturers at some point. Go and check. Remember Japan, almighty Japan. Why was Japan Japan? It's because of their productiveness. China today is China, challenging the almighty America. When China coughs, the whole world coughs. Why? Because of productiveness. There's virtually no home in the world that does not have a product from China. There's no home in the world. I believe that, yes, IT is also a great part. It's a great part to follow. But I tell you, no matter how successful IT is or will be, the manufacturing of tangible products will never be extinct. Forget about AI or no AI. Tangible products will always be the major need. How would your AI function? AI will not function without your laptop or without your devices. So no matter how powerful AI is, AI needs a manufacturer to produce a product that will allow its device to function. You're not going to sit on the air. You will sit on a chair. You're not going to lie in the air. You will lie on the bed. What's going to move you from one place to other? It's a vehicle. What are you going to eat? It's food. What are you going to wear? It's clothes. So how are these things going to be produced? They are important human. People can live without AI, but people cannot live without most of this manufacturing thing. I appreciate the noise about AI. I appreciate the noise about ChatGPT and the technological advancements that we're experiencing in the world. I appreciate them. But let me tell you, the traditional manufacturing system can't be changed, can't be extinct. Because as long as there's human in the surface of the earth, food must be produced, clothes, shelter must be produced, certain devices must be produced. Even the AI cannot function without these manufactured products. And that's why manufacturing is a very, very important sector of every economy. And no nation toys with it. Why all our brains that have been exported abroad now, what are they going there to do? They're going to work in some manufacturing sector. Somebody has to build your house, my brother. Somebody has to produce your door. Somebody has to build the TV, build the radio. Somebody has to make the phone. Somebody has to make the cars. Somebody has to make the dresses. Someone has to do that. We can see in Nigeria, we've seen the first tailor to become a billionaire. And that is his Voodoo. Sheyi Voodoo. Sheyi Voodoo is a billionaire in Naira terms. And he's a tailor. He's a fashion designer. That's to tell you that you cannot sweep manufacturing aside. One of our senators, who was former governor of Edo State, was a tailor and rose to become wherever he is today from his field as a tailor. You can't overlook that. It's an important feast. I see a lot of people trying to run away from the manufacturing sector and think that it's not a sector to come into because it's a sector that is beset with so many problems. But I'm here to tell you, though, no, that's not true. Manufacturing sector is one of the healthiest sector that you can do business with and you enjoy. Then, number 2 benefit is strong local currency. It strengthens our local currency and creates a healthy economy for our nation. That's the benefit to nation. Number 3 is low importation, high exportation. Any country whose importation is higher than exportation, like I said earlier, is going to have a very weak currency. Vice versa. Low importation, high exportation is not healthy for any country. Number 4, reduction of unemployment. Our churches pray every day. We do crusade. We do people are fasting every day. We are wishing for our people to be financially buoyant. You cannot be financially buoyant if you don't have what you do. Job has to be created. And no one creates job like a manufacturer. If you check number of people that a manufacturer will employ. For example, in my own establishment, I have about 100 staffs working for me and over 30 vendors that are working for me. And these vendors have other vendors that certifies them, that services them. So in my own chain of production, over 200-300 people are benefiting from my company. And that's at the limit. Apart from my clients, if I talk about my customer, there are thousands that are benefiting from me. And so it's the same thing. What about chain of distribution? I have network of chain of distributions. I have wholesalers, I have retailers who buy from my company, and I'm making it there from my own company. And that's because I produce, so they sell and they make their gain. They even make bigger gain than me. I'm envious of them. But anyway, there's nothing I can do. It's their own bit. So we also have high revenue return. One of the business sector that gives consistently high revenue return is manufacturing. Over time, it doesn't start very high at the beginning, but as you progress, its return is speechless. Look at Dangote. Dangote is the manufacturer. Okay, manufactures sugar. Now is producing oil. Why is it the richest people? Go and check nations. In every nation, the wealthiest people in those nations are manufacturers. They are manufacturers. You understand? Go check them up. Who is the richest man in the world? Elon Musk is a manufacturer. So that's the thing. Manufacturing is one of the biggest, most promising and profitable venture if you know how to run it. There's low insecurity and crime rates because unemployment is reduced, and so there's low insecurity. These are benefits to the nation. What are the benefits to the individual? As a manufacturer or as an investor into manufacturing, it guarantees you financial independence. That's one. It gives room for creativity and innovation. It brings steady wealth growth. If you compare trading to manufacturing, trading is an all-commerce affair. Anybody can open a shop and sell anything, but not everybody can start a manufacturing business. So if you haven't had to go into it and you're able to go into it, you have some sense of security there that guarantees your steady wealth growth. We have the generational wealth creation. I did a study many years, and I found that all the old businesses globally, which is termed generational wealth businesses or family businesses, are manufacturing businesses. You want to talk about Coca-Cola is over 300 years. Guinness is over 400 years. There's one in Japan called Kongogumi, which is over 800 years. What about Ford cars? Is over 300 years. Toyota is over 200 years. All the companies that have stood the test of time, Cadbury, all these companies are manufacturing companies. Trading companies don't last. Let's look at it. I'm sorry, with all apology. We had Leventis at some time. Where are they today? You understand? Trading companies don't last as much as manufacturing companies. Okay? We look at the biggest chain stores in Nigeria. It's folded up already, leaving. Chain businesses, chain stores, wholesales, supermarkets don't last as much as manufacturing. And that's the gospel truth, whether you like it or not, but it's the truth. It guarantees you longevity. That's why I have it here. I said it guarantees you posterity. If you're talking about posterity in business, manufacturing is one sector that guarantees that. It's something you can pass on from one generation to the other. Coca-Cola is still a family business till today, and yet is over 400 years, 300 years old. Guinness is still a family business today, yet it's over 400 years old. Pepsi-Cola is over 200 years old. Ford car is over 200 years old. It's still in there. I was in Detroit in 2023. I went to Ford establishment. I was amazed with what I saw. It's a company founded by one young man, started humbling, and today it's a global business, but yet it's still in the hands of the family. Cadbury is still in the hands of the family. And many of these companies are still in the hands of a family. So it provides generational blessings for children yet unborn. So you are safeguarding the wealth within your own family if it is well managed. So we have easy diversification. We can easily diversify into something. If you look at the story of Samsung, Samsung started by selling food, tomato, and all that. That's what Samsung started with. And from food, they went into what they are today. Samsung produces devices. They went into car production at some point. They went to television production. They went to so many things. But they started from food production. They went to garment production at some point. Do you know that Toyota started as a loom-making machine maker? The man who started Toyota is called Toyoda. His mother was a loom maker. And he started by building a machine that makes loom, makes garment. And from there, he went into car production. And the story is endless. So many companies diversified from one humble beginning to the other. We started from gate making to burglary making, and today we are making chairs. Today we are making equipment for industries. We're producing food. Okay, we produce shoes, and we're making many other things. But we started from something else, and we gradually grew into what we are. Because you know why? Once you have the manufacturing sector set, it's easier to diversify because the structure is there. You built the foundation already. It doesn't take much for you to move into something else. And the starting line is already thinned, and you can just rise from that place to something else. So it is best for posterity and continue legacy. Like I said, it's the best platform to be for a co-creator with God. We're all created to be a co-creator with God. And there's no other platform that gives you the greatest opportunity to be a creator like the manufacturing industry. And that's why I'm here to challenge you. It's an industry, it's a sector I would advise you to embrace because it is one of the most rewarding sector that you can think about it. Look at Nigeria. In the days when we were highly productive, our economy was very, very healthy. But now that we have all retired from production and shut down our productions, look at how our economy has been so battered and challenged. If only our government can beam their focus on manufacturing and encourage small scale industries and encourage people to go into create enabling environment, this country will be out of the wood in no time. You know, I laugh sometimes when our government officials are saying we want external investors. External investors. We don't need external investors in this country as much as they think we do. I bet you we have great brains. We have great minds. You drive around the street of Abeokuta here, you'll be amazed with young boys who are producing fantastic shoes that can compete favorably with other global manufacturer. I can say this because I make it the strongest home door, security doors in Nigeria are not the ones that are imported. They are the ones that make locally here. Those in the building sector can agree with me. The best electric wire for your homes are not the imported ones. They are the one makes in Shagamu here. You know, so there are too many things that are produced in this country that are far better than what is being imported. Okay, but because we believe that manufacturing is not for us, so let's just import and pay for it. And so we've shut down our doors of manufacturing. And that's where the problem is. So we're going to be talking about all this because we promise to make this webinar as short as possible. So very shortly, we're going to be shutting down the webinar because this is more like the introductory part of it. The next section we're going to have will get down to the real thing where we'll be talking about how I started, where I'll be giving you the practical stories of my life and also stories of other people's life that I know have gone into manufacturing and are doing excellently well. I bless God because he's done so well with me. He's doing so well with me in my own field. And I know he will do much more with you in the mighty name of Jesus. And so shortly, I'll be handing over to my crew. There are some information they want to pass across to us before we shut down. But again, please, if you have not subscribed to my channels, my YouTube channels, or all of my social media channels, please do subscribe to us. And I want to also appeal to us. Please share our links. Tell somebody about us. Invite people to join us. There are people who want to hear our story. There are people who want to learn from us. I'm sure if I put up this and said people should come and pay 50,000 or 80,000 or 200,000, I attended a program recently. I paid 300,000. In fact, my 300,000, I begged to even get a ticket. You understand? And when I listened, awesome program, awesome stage. But I was amazed. Almost everything that was taught there, I'm already doing. You understand? So if I also said, oh, come and pay 200,000, 100,000 for this, people will pay. But we're making it free because you know why? Our dream is to industrialize Nigeria. My dream is that Nigeria can become the China of Africa, where every major product that Africa is consuming emanates from this country. This is my dream. Please join me. Let's walk this dream together. Let's make it a reality. Let's make Nigeria great. Let's turn this country to a manufacturing country. Let's revive the glory of this country, industrial glory of this country. Let's bring back those industries. You can do it. You know, one beautiful thing about manufacturing, which I'll be sharing with you later, you don't need an elaborate setup. That's the confusing thing. People get confused and think that to start a manufacturing industry, you need an elaborate setup. You need big equipment. No, you don't. Study the Indians. How are they doing it? The Indians are master of what is called cottage industry. You know, that's a business method that they use. You know, cottage industry. And they're good at it. You know, they start from the scratch. I've flown from Nigeria to China before to go do business with the company, only for me to get there and realize that this so-called company is a man and his wife producing that same thing in their kitchen, just inside their kitchen. They converted their kitchen to a production center. And these guys are shipping globally. Just a man and his wife. I flew from Nigeria to go do business with them all across 21-hour journey only to get there and to be hosted in their kitchen. I was amazed. I have seen factories that was in their garage. Bill Gates started his computer business in his mother's garage. That's where Bill Gates started from. Go and listen to the humble stories of every one of them. Where did Elon Musk started from? The second richest man in the world today, or the third richest man in the world today, is Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos started with his car boots. His car boots. That's where he started from. Hawking books in his car boots. Before today, he now started Amazon, and Amazon is what it is today. So humbling beginning is one of the best way to go. Stop thinking that you need that big, elaborate factory. I started under the tree, no shade, nothing. That's where my business started from. And that's why my story is going to be very interesting. It's a story you will love to listen to over and over again, because this is real. This is reality. I'm not here. I told you, I'm not here to give you theory. I'm not going to read any book and come and download book for you. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a reality. I mean, I don't want to say the realities because even though these days what they call reality is not reality, because all these reality TVs and all that, it's still act up. It's things that people are acting. But my own is life experience.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for this has been an incredible, insightful time. Can you confirm that you can still hear us? Can you hear me? Can you confirm that you can still hear the session? Can you confirm that you can still hear me? So that we will just begin to wrap it up. And just like Mr. Tunde has said, I really think, I had the privilege of sitting down with him. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Tabitha. I had the privilege of sitting down with him a couple of weeks ago, when we started working together, and he began to break down the entire story of how he moved from start setting up his small setting from his shed outside into having this factory. He began to share the story, and I wasn't just inspired. I was blown away because it was the lessons I got, apart from the fact that he was able to do things that I have rarely seen a lot of people do, but it was about the audacity and about the insight that I was able to get from that single conversation. And this is not, like he was saying just now, it's not about something that someone read in a book somewhere. This is something he has done. I mean, if you joined us earlier, you would have seen the videos of the factories that we played earlier before we started. And you can see this massive factory where thousands of furniture materials are being produced actually every day. I've been in this factory and it's massive. You have hundreds of people who are being employed, empowered in these factories, working, resuming work every single day. But how can someone build something like that, from almost nothing? And this is not even a conversation that we can finish in one day, right? So, which is why we're going to be having a second part of the. I'm actually so excited about this. And one of the unique thing about that conversation is we are not going to be having it on YouTube. We're going to be having it on Zoom.
And the reason for that is it's a little bit personal. It's a little bit personal. Some of the things that decisions he had to make, some of the places he had to go, some of the steps that he had to take, and some of these things you can't find them on YouTube. These are just personal experiences, and we're going to be talking about this in the next section, and we're going to be having this next week. So I want to encourage you that if you've not subscribed to this the link that got people on here, if you've not subscribed to the BMK coaching, we're going to be sharing this exclusively with members of this community. So you want to subscribe, you use the link on the screen, bit.ly/BMK coaching. Use this link, you put in your details, and you'll be able to get our emails. Every now and then we send emails to our people and to share with them valuable resources. So you want to subscribe, you want to go to this link, drop your email, and we're going to be able to communicate that detail with you. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you, Gift. I'm sorry that I don't know, my network was challenged, so I had to go off. But however, I was also just about to hand over to you, Gift, so that you can conclude. Viewers, thank you. I appreciate you listening to me, and I promise that I'll keep you at the edge of your seat the next time you come our way. We come your way by God's grace. So over to you, Gift.
Thank you so much, sir. Can we have a round of applause, digital round of applause for Mr. Tunde Ebidero? Tonight has been inspiring. Tonight has been, one of the things you get from sections like this, one of the things you get is a glimpse of possibilities. Things that, someone is sitting somewhere and is thinking, all I just have in my account is 50,000. It's 100,000. And I have this big dream. I have this big passion that I want to explore, but I don't know what to do. I don't have one rich uncle somewhere that I can, I recently saw a post by Mr. Easy when he was saying that when he was 19, he had to speak to his uncle to loan him about 19 million or something, and his uncle actually gave him the money. So when you read stuff like that, and you're someone, you don't even have anyone that is ready to fund the dreams in your heart, and then you want to be discouraged, and then you're looking around, so let me go take this hotel job and just do something that puts food on my table, and then before you know it, you are 50, you are 60, and then you can't do anything. You have no retirement plan, you have no legacy, because you did not come to the terms that you don't need a bag of salt to cook a bag of rice. It's that simple. You don't need $1 million to start a multi-million business. It's true. If there's anything I got from this session, that is what I got. You don't need so much money to start that dream. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the next session. So I want to encourage you, please use the link on the screen to join us. Use the link on the screen to join the BMK coaching, and then the information that we're going to be having for the next session is going to be in your email. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you. We're so grateful that you were able to make time out to join us today. We are going to be back here next week, same time, on the second part of this topic, but it's going to be exclusive, and you want to use the link so you can join us in the next session. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night. God bless you.
With talent and potential. One company has set out on a mission to uplift its land and its young people. Welcome to the inspiring story of Olatunde Prestige Limited, a proud Nigerian manufacturing brand.
At Olatunde Prestige, our vision is very clear. Our vision is to uplift our lands and its young people through shared knowledge, precision work, ethics, and sustainable service delivery.
What started as a small enterprise producing interior decorations, steel railings, and household furniture quickly grew into something much bigger. In the year 2014, Olatunde Prestige Limited expanded its production to include public furniture, from the elegant royal chairs to versatile banquet chairs and tables. They began catering to a wide range of clientele. Their commitment to excellence and innovation drove them to explore new avenues. Guided by their vision and mission, Olatunde Prestige Limited engaged young and talented individuals who continually evolve and innovate. enhancing their performance and pushing the boundaries of their craft. At the helm is the CEO, Pastor Tunde Ebidero, a man driven by an unwavering passion for excellence and innovation. His godly and ethical leadership paved the way for better and more convenient methods of fulfilling the company's mandate. In less than 2 decades, Olatunde Prestige Limited has become a catalyst for growth. Several enterprises have emerged, benefiting from the trainings and mentorship provided by the company. In 2022, Olatunde Prestige Limited expanded its operations to Abuja, leaving a positive impact on the city. Over 1,000 young individuals have been trained in entrepreneurship within the organization, forging a path towards reducing social vices and creating a noble future for Nigerian youths. Olatunde Prestige Limited not only contributed to the economic landscape through the production of over 200,000 units of chairs and various other products, but also through the payment of direct and indirect taxes, boosting the country's revenue generation. Their commitment to their community extends beyond their product, as they have played a significant role in infrastructure development and creating opportunities for their host communities. Olatunde Prestige Limited has transcended local boundaries, opening its products to West and Central African nations. Their reach continues to expand, unlocking vast potentials for growth and establishing themselves as a formidable player in the regional market. Olatunde Prestige Limited, a proud Nigerian manufacturing brand, built on the pillars of knowledge, precision, ethics, and service. Uplifting the land and its young people, they are shaping a brighter future for generations to come.
Welcome to Bezalel Manufacturing Nigeria Limited, a proud subsidiary of Olatunde Prestige Limited. At Bezalel, we redefine craftsmanship, combining expertise with creativity to deliver extraordinary services and high-quality products that stand the test of time. We specialize in designing, fabricating, installing, and maintaining an array of products tailored to your unique needs, from jolly gates and stair railings to balcony railings, partitions, false ceilings, and metal wall art decor. Our work transforms spaces into timeless works of art. At Bezalel, we're more than just a manufacturing company. We're your partners in bringing your vision to life with unmatched quality and service excellence. As a proudly Nigerian-based company, our headquarters are located in the heart of Abeokuta, Ogun State, with the second factory strategically positioned in Gwagwalada, FCT Abuja, to better serve our clients.